Are you all bundled up, Susan?
I am. I've got my nice little warm fleece little jacket on.
You guys, I think it's like, well, right now it might be like 9 degrees. We're coming
Yeah.
from Chicago. And this is my permanent ear warmer, even
Yeah.
in my house. I'm wearing my down jacket in my house with my leg warmers.
hmm
Anyway, hi everyone. This is February Outlook.
You got a fireplace
2026.
behind you that you could turn on.
I do, but it would be too loud. You'd hear it.
I don't know.
Anyway, hi everyone. How are you guys faring? It's the end of January. We're recording this, and we are looking at February. What's on the horizon? What's coming up? What's the forecast? And we just finished a major storm.
Yes. And a meme from last week said, "Congratulations, you survived the 10 darkest weeks of the year." It's like, yay.
So, like you say on the winter solstice, it's like the
Yeah.
sun is slowly returning.
hmm
Yeah, so we got through the darkest,
Yeah.
but and they weren't the coldest.
No, but it never is because at the solstice is when it stops, right? And then it the heat doesn't catch up or the cold doesn't catch up for a month. So it's the coldest a month after the solstice, just like it's the hottest in July a month after the summer solstice.
Yeah, I
So,
never thought about it that way because this when the sun goes into Aquarius, which seems to be a cold, the chill
Mhm.
of the air fixed, right? Because Aquarius has a detached kind of ch cold
Yeah.
shoulder-ish appeal to it. So that, and we are in that season right now. So,
Mhm.
boom, the coldest period of the year.
Yeah.
Um, All right, well then let's get going. What do we think about this week? Well, we get the Chinese New Year
Yes. Mardi Gras.
and Mardi Gras, and we get a couple of really big placement shifts. Um, and it doesn't seem as what's the word? Compacted. Like
Yeah.
like January, there was some weeks that had 2 pages.
Oh, yeah. The holiday weekend, the Martin Luther King weekend, had like 6 or 8 transits in 3 days, 4 or more. It was like boom, 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 boom. February is like la la la. There's not a lot really. Although
No, in
what
fact,
there is big.
they're
There's an
big.
eclipse, there's Saturn conjunct Neptune.
In
Uh,
fact, I'm looking here. There is only one day, and it's the very last day of February. Well, that there's aspects. There's 2 aspects going on that day, but all the other and not every day only has one. So there's only one
yeah,
aspect kind of
yeah.
coming into alignment. Not every day, but when there is something, it's usually one until the 27th, where we're going to get two, which I call my conflict day of the month. Anyway, a little highlight. But like you said, some big shifts that we've been
Yeah.
anticipating.
hmm Yeah, and certainly where the world seems to be in big shift territory.
So let's start with the very first day. This is Sunday, February 1st, and we start with a full moon.
Yeah.
A full moon. This is at 4:09 p.m. Of course, this is Central Time, but it's sunset time, right? The sun is
hmm
just going to be going over the horizon, sunset. Which means the moon is going to be coming up over the other horizon, coming
hmm
up over the ascendant. This is at 13 Leo. Really, which is when we think about the moon's placement. In Leo, we have to pause and think the sun rules Leo. So the moon is reflecting a lot of the aspects that the moon is holding in reflection. So it's kind of like a mirrored image of the sun. And I call this revealing because it makes you like it's like what feeling do you need to express? be aware that whatever you say, you might be telling on someone or telling on yourself. So don't start gossip here, but if it is revealing, it might be a time to write in your journal or in your diary or write somewhere about some self-awareness that comes up on an emotional level.
Oh, how profound.
Burr, burr, burr.
Excuse me. Um, I always use the word spotlight in terms
Mhm.
of new moon, and so big spotlight
On full moon, full moon.
on full moon, yeah. So a big spotlight on being things that the sign represents, which is being bold, courageous, um, showy, um, brave, all of those things. You can do it.
Right, I agree because the sun is reflecting what the moon's feeling, which is all of that
Mhm.
bravery, leadership, courage.
Right.
Just do it, the Nike symbol.
Mhm.
All right, and then we move to Tuesday the 3rd. Big shift here, although we may not feel it specifically at on the 3rd, we got Uranus stationing direct. Now, this is at 27 degrees of Taurus. This is the final turn in Taurian energy. It's the last of the movements. We're going forward and concluding travel in the Taurus. So, all you Taurus babies, you're almost complete in your changelings.
Hmm. Hmm. And then and then we'll move on to Gemini. Um,
Yes.
so uh, but yeah, Uranus shifting direction. I remember once I had something really physical happen, and I talked to Barbara about it, and she was looking it up, and she says, "Well, it was within an hour of Uranus moving direct or retrograde. I don't remember which way." And she said, "You might just be really sensitive to that." I don't remember where it was in my chart, but at any rate, so I'm always paying attention to when Uranus is changing direction,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I agree.
uh, so Uranus stopping to move forward again, um, is like, well, when any planet is turning from retrograde to forward, you have to think of it as like you're you're slowing down to come up to a stop sign. You stop, you really stop, and then it just takes a little bit to get rolling again. And
Mhm.
that's what Uranus is doing, is it is stopped. And now it is just coming off the stop sign with the first little hit on the gas pedal. Still, it's moving forward. And so it is the green light to change things up, do something different.
Mhm. Yeah, there could be a change in trend, right? So
Yeah.
whatever is, and I can see this for myself, saying some of those things I talked about before we got on recording,
Mhm.
is to see this time as possibly a shift in energies and
Yeah.
one that is moving forward, right?
Mhm.
And it's Uranus. It's kind of like, any other planet when you would put your pedal, your foot on a pedal. My car sometimes when I put my car, it'll jerk forward. And
Yeah.
and we wouldn't have bought it, but we just thought it was us in a new pedal. And here it's
Yeah.
the pedal does the Uranus movement, and you think, whoa, but baby. And it's so yeah, so it depends on too. Like I've got several clients that have a 27 Taurus or a 27 Scorpio placement. They got a personal either ascendant or a planet there. They will feel this energy. I
Yeah.
know I won't feel it as much because I don't really have anything at that angle. But
Mhm.
anyway, report back to us. Where's your head jerking?
Yeah,
Um,
well, it's opposite my Mars Saturn. So,
oh, that could get that going.
yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going. Thursday the 5th. We've got Mercury making a square to this newly forward moving Uranus that we just talked about. And so
Mhm.
it's a square. And Mercury here is about understanding. it's, a surprising message, event, a plan, change is upon you. Be ready to, make that switch, make that make that adjustment
Mm.
easily, and don't be surprised at it and be yelling at it that, it's its fault. No, it be your fault that we told you to be flexible,
Yeah.
and you're not. It's your fault.
Mhm. Well, and remember, Mercury in Aquarius is exalted. So really brilliant ideas. Um, and with square Uranus in Taurus, I think those ideas with Uranus's forward moving help in Taurus can kind of get some grounding that might not otherwise be available. Like something has to happen because it's a square.
Right. Some new action or
Yeah.
new revelation comes on to the earth plane, and the earth plane says, yes, let's move this.
Hmm.
Go ahead, go
Yeah.
forward. Um, yeah, Friday the 6th, we have now this Mercury moving into Pisces, getting out of its modern exaltation placement and moving into its fall and detriment.
Hmm.
Welcome to my world. I call this absorption. I have this in my natal chart. Absorption. Understand the intuitive thoughts.
Hmm. Oh, for
Basically,
sure.
the only thing it's going to be good for.
Hmm.
Um, whether it's real or not is your discernment, which Mercury has no discernment in Pisces, which is why it's fall and in detriment. What
Hmm.
do they imply, though? What is the undercurrent message, right? There's a need to feel versus totally getting something, right? Um, like, how do I feel about this versus what's the true nature of it? No,
Hmm.
you're not going to get this. How
Yeah.
do you feel about it? Again, welcome to my world.
Yeah. And imagination, creativity, intuitiveness with Mercury and Neptune. Um, on the flip side, all of that la la imagination stuff, critical thinking isn't at its strongest. So it just isn't. So don't make it. Try to be.
And seriously, it's Friday, and it's Friday the
Yeah.
6th. Mercury will stay in Pisces for a long, long time. Why, Susan?
Because it's going to go retrograde at the end of the month.
Because when we get to that, I'm going to talk about, and I might as well mention it here. Mercury was retrograde about 5 or 6 times in fire last year, 2025, and partially in 2024. And this is the first time that it will be only in water. So
Hmm.
we're moving into a water about how do I feel about things
Yeah.
versus how do, as in fire, it's like, how do
What
I
do I do
enact
about it?
these? Yeah, how do I activate these things that I'm thinking? And now it's like, it has the flow. How do I feel and go with the flow of things? And we'll talk more about that
Hmm.
when he goes retrograde.
Yeah.
So get ready here. This would be a great time to write, right?
Hmm.
To write that imaginary,
Yeah. Creative fiction, poetry, music, any of that.
because you have a longer period of time. Usually
Hmm.
Mercury goes into sign for 3 weeks,
Yeah.
20-ish, 1 days. But now he'll be here for a long time. In fact, a long time, I don't even know how long. Do you have
Yeah.
that?
I'll have to look it up.
Real quick. I'm gonna look. I want to know because, well, because I want to know. Because I got some things going on till April 16th.
Oh, wow.
So that's two
That's,
plus months. That's a
yeah.
long time.
Yeah. 2 months. It's a
Plus,
long time for Mercury and Pisces.
anyway, here we go. So on the 6th, feel into everything you hear.
Hmm.
Okay. Sunday the 8th, we have Venus. Venus is still in Aquarius, making a square now to the Uranus. which is she's the ruler of in Taurus. So, is this exciting or not? It's kind of like because the or not part is the square, right? Because normally we would say Venus and Uranus exciting,
Yeah, yeah.
but can it be butterflies in the tummy, or is it panic in other places? Like irritable bowel syndrome.
Mhm.
Feels a little different, but it has the same feeling, right?
Mhm.
What do
Yeah.
you have for this one? It's interesting.
Well, well, I think it's a day to place your Super Bowl bets very carefully and to
Oh,
expect the unexpected.
oh, it's Super Bowl day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Mhm. Yeah, so it really could be fun. The game could be fun and exciting and unexpected with lots of unexpected things happening.
Yeah, surprising for sure. Like
Yeah.
it's like get your snacks out and
Yeah.
don't leave, get them in front
Right.
of you
Yeah.
early, and
Mhm.
don't get up
Yeah.
from to make new snacks.
Yeah.
Oh, I should be by Jerry's seat in the back.
Exactly.
Taurus, a Taurus man with all of his snacks, right by his comfy chair. Love it.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's predictable.
Yes, he is.
Here we go. Tuesday the 10th. Now, Venus goes into Pisces. She's the honored guest here. Just one of my favorite times of the year. She goes in here every year, which is when she's elevated and proud of who and where she is. I like
Mhm.
it.
Mhm. And um, because Venus represents money and Pisces is about doing good in the world for others, do good things with your money on Tuesday the 10th.
Yeah, that's nice.
Support something you care about, something that can help somebody else.
Yeah. Or I'm going to just do an IOU until I get money. Friday the 13th. I know. Friday the 13th. We haven't had one of those. This is our first one
No.
for the year. And we have Saturn moving into Aries. This is first and foremost, it's going in and staying in for 2.5 years. So this is wow, world point. The entire planet gets a restart, rebirth of rules.
Could be.
Hmm.
My note in the cheat sheet, though, says my way or the highway is in vogue, but not necessarily a great approach. But Saturn and Aries could be a
Yeah.
real pain in the ass. The unconscious use of Saturn
Person.
and
Yeah.
Aries would be, no, I'm not budging and you have to do it my way.
Hmm. Yeah. Because Aries is that initiatory, that
Yeah.
leadership that I got to do it first out, first up,
Mhm. Mhm.
first seats,
And I'm not
first
changing, and that's
class,
just the way it is.
first class, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And knowing that you feel more important than other people, and Saturn being the authority that thinks they're
Yeah.
more important than other people, they
Mhm.
need to be first, or
Mhm.
their suggestions need action before anybody else's.
Yeah.
No, I mean rebirth of rules. I mean, hopefully it's the authority has it's got to build something new that will last for
Right. And
what?
that's
There,
right. And that's the positive side of Saturn moving into Aries is there's a new approach, new structure. Um,
yeah, the conscious mind, right?
yeah, yes.
Well,
But and at the world point, it's on the world's plate. It is for the entire world to imagine and deal with.
so that means that the world point, that the world, the entire earth, the authority in each one of these countries has the same role, right?
Yeah,
Equalization, and not looking at one person that is the almighty.
right.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I'm tempted to say something here, like you all are probably tempted to hear something right now,
But
but
this
I'm
is
not going to say it.
well, and well, let's keep going. The Sunday the 15th. So this is Friday the 13th. Then it's
Yeah,
Valentine's Day.
right. Then it's Valentine's Day on Saturday, which is lovely. And then
No
Sunday the
transits.
15th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sunday the 15th. Now
We
we're
yeah.
fully into in the United States the 3-day President's Day weekend.
This is President's Day weekend.
Yes.
The beginning on
So
Friday.
Sunday, yeah. So Friday night, Sunday, and then the transit on Monday too. So
Oh, so I'm getting goosebumps. I think that Saturn moving into Aries first, right before we get the sun. So on Sunday the 15th, we get the sun making the square to Uranus. Right?
yeah,
This is tense and stubborn. Because it's only going to last one day, no one is moving. Do you feel stuck? Don't do rash. Don't be,
no.
you know, this is I listened to a psychic who has been saying for 6 months this weekend is detrimental for the leadership role in our country, is all I want to say.
Well, the astrology could support that, given, like you said, Saturn has moved into Aries, and we've already chit-chatted about that. Now the sun's square Uranus, and that is about um on a personal level, you look at Sun Square Aries and say, okay, well, it's time for me to do something different. Uranus is a square to my person, my sun, and says, okay, change it up, try something new, do whatever. On a
Yeah,
global level,
fixed right now.
yeah, on a global level, it says the sun represents the generic leader anywhere. And once again,
King.
because we're talking about a world point with Saturn having just moved into Aries, any leader anywhere in the world, okay, it's time to change, time to do something different.
A quick shift
Yeah, like boom.
suddenly.
Yeah. And the 16th, then Mercury trines Jupiter. And my note on it was it's easy to get creative messages out to a big crowd. Um, and that seems like it's if you're looking at those 3 days, these three transits, this holiday weekend, um, that seems like it ends easier.
No, yeah, because it's a trine, right? And
Yeah.
there's reception here. And
Hmm.
because Jupiter's at 15 degrees here, this
Hmm.
is where Jupiter will station direct at 15. So even though Jupiter doesn't really start pivoting and turning until the first week in March, I already have it stationing direct in my mind because it's at that
Yeah, at the
15
degree.
and
Hmm.
it's 15 Cancer is Jupiter's exaltation degree
Oh, really?
and zodiac sign. So very prominent.
Hmm.
And so I called this full on or on full, right? Full on or on full. Making your judgment calls in great order, right? Interests galore. Just watch overdoing. So it just looks like something is, there's a maybe a promise to do more or almost ready to do something more, but not quite yet.
Yeah,
It just looks like there's something, a promise is coming because Mercury is going to retrograde here, right?
right.
Mercury is going to go back over Jupiter three
Hmm.
more times. So
Hmm.
again, to me, this is just like there's a
A
promise.
little promise of something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we gotta wait. We gotta wait a little bit of a period. There seems
Mhm.
to be like a coma period, if we might use that
Mhm.
word, kind of thing. Okay,
But then we go right into an eclipse on Tuesday the 17th. So I mean, it's really, and from my perspective, the markets are closed from Friday night until Tuesday morning, although you could trade overnight in the futures markets starting on Sunday night. So if there's big news, it always gets reflected early,
right.
starting on Sunday night. But the New York Stock Exchange is closed from Friday afternoon until Tuesday morning. And so there's always this was particularly true in during 2008, during the financial crisis. There was always huge news that would come out on typically Sunday afternoon, right before the markets would open in Australia and Tokyo. Um, so I'm always kind of on alert for these long holiday weekends for big news to occur um, while the US markets are closed for an extra day. And particularly so, what they just said. And then Tuesday, the eclipse is at 7 o'clock in the morning in New York, and the markets open at 9:30.
Yeah. So this new moon slash solar eclipse is an annular and it's the ring of fire, right?
Mhm.
And what's interesting is this is at 28 degrees of Aquarius, and we won't see it. This is South Africa. It's South America. It's Antarctica. Um, but the next three that we're having, the one that is the partner to this, the lunar eclipse that we'll have in 2 weeks from this day, is in
Mhm.
America. And the next two that are in the fall are in America.
Okay.
So that was kind of interesting to me that this one isn't seen here, but I believe what's going on in other parts of the world will affect us.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, because Tuesday the 17th is this, it's Mardi Gras,
Yeah.
right? It's Fat Tuesday. It's Punchkis.
Oh, yeah.
It's also the new year. It's the Lunar New Year.
Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's the horse, which doing a little research because I love the story. The race to get into the party, right? The horse is the seventh one. Um, because do you know what was number six? And this is not a like, do you know or not know? It's the snake, the one that we are just coming out of.
Yeah.
The snake is the sixth guy to the party because he wrapped himself around the horse's front hoof. So he made it in before the whole horse did. Anyway, the idea is that Monday night is what the Chinese New Year preparations are, is staying up. You have a family reunion dinner, and then everybody stays up till midnight, right?
Mhm.
And welcoming the Tuesday, the new moon, the new year. And then that night is all red decorations and fireworks and just a big, big party. But when you have a horse as the Lunar New Year, um, it's really about strength, right? And endurance, because
Mhm.
horsepower, right?
Right. And
Um,
and like Jupiter, there's 12 animals in the Chinese calendar. And so you get a horse only once every 12 years.
but we still bet on horses. I'm coming over to
Oh,
bet
yeah.
on some
Okay.
horses. But I won last time. I forgot maybe
You
to say
did.
that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, I want to talk about what Bernadette Brady says because this
Yeah,
doesn't seem
absolutely.
really, again, a solar eclipse. Let's just say in a regular, we could say this about all solar eclipses or all eclipses, a dramatic closing of one door in order for a dramatic opening of another, but in
Hmm.
that order,
Hmm.
right?
And the sun's energy is eclipsed. So that's the male energy. There's female energy that is more powerful during a solar eclipse.
And
And
so
this one is square Uranus too, that we just
So,
talked
what do
about.
you think? What do you think about? Let's talk quickly because I just think it's just odd that we're going to get Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's a whole theme.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. You
It's
have
a
to look at it all together.
because um, in history, in when a solar eclipse would be predicted, and they've been predicting them for 5,000 years. I was just in Egypt.
Mhm.
Um, that the day of the solar eclipse, the king would assign a peasant to be the king for the day because it said that the king gets erased or
Mhm.
perishes, right? And that it's not the real king because the king has given the all the leadership role to a peasant and we'll let him go. We'll let him
Right.
go to his death, and then the king gets replaced the next day.
Mhm.
Although that's not the habits anymore, but that's how did, like detrimental solar eclipse was,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they're big deals.
And Bernadette Brady, who we both follow as the Zero Cycle
Mhm.
queen, is strong emphasis on communication. And frustrating events arrive via news or messaging or paperwork.
Mhm.
So, and she says to take your time while you're going through these difficulties.
Yeah.
And so, a new moon to a full moon to the next eclipse is 2 weeks. So, is there strong difficulties for people,
Hmm.
for the world?
Yeah, but the new moon in Aquarius is a sign of the collective of
Common. Mhm.
and so, setting seeds for the rise of the collective
Yay.
of the people.
Right. Of not the
Where
king.
right, where the sun, the solar eclipsed energy of the sun, the leader, is weakened during this new moon. That is really emphasizing, like I said, community, people,
Mhm. So, there's
humanity.
a lift up, a lift
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's go to Wednesday, the 18th, Ash Wednesday, right? Get your
Yep.
ashes. The sun moves into Pisces. This is at 9:52 a.m. Central, and I just call this dreaming and swimming and going with the flow.
Hmm.
Welcome to my world.
Yes. The season of creativity and humanitarianism arrives. So, I mean, that could be a nice way to end that whole 5 days.
Really, like let's get some healing in here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Let's meditate and really because it's a water sign, it's a feeling sign.
Hmm.
It's an emotional sign. All right,
Hmm.
Friday the 20th. I do want to share a chart on this. Do we want to introduce it and then show the chart? What do you want to do? Let's
Um,
talk about it first so that our
okay.
eyes are not taking over our mind. That's
Okay.
Pisces, my world. Yeah.
Well,
Okay, this is my astro interesting day of
oh,
the month, but we could actually just call it the whole year.
yeah, probably.
Two important planets, Saturn, Neptune, moving together. Zero Aries over the hump. This is at 10:53 a.m. New innovations, courageous clarity, turning vague longing into purposeful action. Your Aries demands initiative. I call this disciplined bravery. It's a reality check on your dreams, your spiritual callings, and your beliefs. Check, 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 check.
Hmm.
Doing a sound check. Do you still believe in those things that you have been believing in? It's now time to do them.
Hmm. And
What do you
once
got?
again, for the whole world, because this is at zero Aries again, world point, just like Saturn had just moved into Aries. Well, Neptune is still at zero Aries. So Saturn catches up to Neptune, and they're both at zero Aries. And this is their one time only conjunction. They don't go back and forth 3 times or five or whatever it is. One shot. This is it. And it's the first time since 1989. Um,
But not
structure,
in Aries.
but not in Aries.
Yeah, that's
Not at the world point Aries. But just by itself, last time in 1989, and that was Capricorn. That was when the Berlin Wall fell. Um, Neptune dissolving structure wall. Um, and the same thing happens here. what structure is dissolving, what reality, what dream can be set into be given structure
You ready for the chart?
for the world. Yeah, I'm ready, and I gotta find my little book here.
Are you gonna get the yellow book out? No, you're not.
No, no, this one.
Check this out, you guys. Okay, February 20th, we've got these two crossing at 45. So and moon has just crossed it, right?
Yeah.
Because we had that this is still kind of new moon energy from the Aquarian side. So just really, and they're both going to be coming up into a sextile to Pluto. This is brand new.
Hmm. And sextile Uranus.
And sextiling Uranus.
So Uranus and Pluto are trine. And then in the summer, in July,
Yep,
Saturn will have moved on, but Jupiter then is um, part of the gang.
yep. It's going to come over here into Leo.
Yeah. And um, for me, in my notes, I said it's the this Saturn Neptune conjunction is the cornerstone of a new fire air outer planet vibe. With Pluto in Aquarius in air, Uranus will enter Gemini air, Saturn and
Yep,
Uranus in Aries fire.
fire.
And this is my favorite little book to quote about this, Andre Barbeau, Planetary
Oh,
Cycles.
yeah. I don't
Um,
have that one.
it's a nice little book. He wrote this in 2014, and he said that this configuration, these outer planet configurations that we just talked about, he says, it is the most benefic configuration of the century in its planet, and this is the 21st century, another 75 years. Um, its interplanetary partnership will work for the best in a splendid relaunch of civilization. It contains a harmonious relationship between primordial polar opposites, the coming together of the external and the internal, rational and spiritual, mind and soul, human beings surpassing themselves while experiencing life on a higher level. I really
Wow.
hang on to that.
Oh, show us the book again. I really
Yeah.
want, and let me get the stop share because I really want people to see if we planetary cycles. I don't have that.
Mhm. Planetary Cycles by Andre
That
Barbeau.
might have to be a UAC purchase.
Mhm.
And by the way, now's a good time to throw in UAC. UAC is United Astrology Conference that encompasses all astrology groups.
Yeah, it's Labor Day weekend.
It's in September in Chicago,
Mhm.
and at whatever level astrologer, or astrology student, come join. Come join. I'll have a booth. Come see me at Intention Beads. But there'll be. You think there'll be 2,000 people there, or maybe just under 1,500, maybe?
Yeah, typically there's 1,500, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
see how things happen here, whether people feel comfortable coming here.
Because it's a worldwide situation. So
Yeah.
anyway, I just wanted to put a plug in there because they have them. They usually have them every 4 years, but they haven't had one
Oh,
in
and 2018.
2018 because of COVID. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. All right. So anyway, let's keep going here. Then we go. So okay, just real quick, like Susan, once this whole week, we said okay, we get the solar eclipse on Tuesday. And then we have the sun moving into Pisces. And then
Right,
that Friday, the 20th, we have this new innovation, right? That
right.
we just went over and looked at the chart.
Mhm.
It's like, huh? Like
A
that
lot happening that week. A
it's really
lot.
Friday to Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a limited edition series.
Exactly. And then it ends so well on Sunday, the 22nd. with Venus trining Jupiter. It's my favorite day. I see it's your favorite day.
It's my favorite.
How could it not be? Venus is exalted in Pisces. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. They're in a trine, working together like it's nobody's business. Oh my God. What a fabulous
Appreciate
day.
really Sunday. Oh,
Yeah.
it's like really go to church. Really get all those higher vibrations from the organ pipes, right? Like dun, dun, dun,
I
dun.
love
Like
that. I love it when you sit there and can feel it, can feel the organ music. I love that.
seriously, it's appreciation. All favors and requests are granted.
Hmm. Huge money from a financial
I
perspective.
might want to sell my house on that day.
Hugest of huge.
Because again, Jupiter's at 15. Not only exalted, exalted number.
Hmm.
Okay.
And Venus in Jupiter's ruling sign of Pisces.
There's a mute
Yeah.
there's just a convergence of water of properties of being honored.
Hmm.
It's high respect.
Yeah.
I will be making talismans on those days.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
because on Thursday the 26th we have Mercury stationing retrograde. And
Hmm.
hey, he
Wow, wow.
retrogrades every he retrogrades every 3 months or 4 months. So people, right? But he's moving into water. These are the retrogrades in water now for about the
Mhm.
next 5 or 6 times. So this entire year and a portion of next year before he starts going into what's the next sign? Into fixed or fire. Then he starts going into uh, Taurus, or not Taurus, but Earth.
The
Yeah,
earth
it goes
water.
back. No, it goes back into air. Sorry, I
Okay.
was having a brain.
Mercury at Pisces moment.
Yeah. So when like I said earlier, he was coming from fire when we said the question that Aaron Sullivan has posed, who wrote the book on retrograde planets. How can my inspiration create my future? That was Mercury retrograding in fire the last
Mhm.
year and a half. Now he's asking, what is the quality of my life? Right? How do I, what's, what are, where do I feel my worth? What's my quality? So you're going to rethink old habits, old patterns, and the emotional response to life's challenges, right? It's the desire to retreat because it's Pisces. So it's kind of like go inside one where you might find compassion or healing or a kind of a retreating, like a quiet space,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Yeah. And I took a far more Capricorn point of view on it.
Go ahead, let me hear it. The reality check, Susan. Yes.
Yeah. Buckle up for another 8 weeks of muddled thoughts. Double check every detail until it
That's
turns
okay,
direct.
Debbie. That's okay, Debbie Downer. We sometimes need you. So many times. And you guys, I know you know this, but this is why Susan and I love working together. It's kind of like, Susan, I have a great idea. What about this? She goes, no. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, no problem. We won't do it. I'm not even going to argue. That's Pisces and Capricorn, folks. And we get along. These are two
Yeah.
signs that get along, right?
Mhm.
I'm not ever offended, right?
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, you don't want to see it through. Neither do
Mhm.
I. Okay. Let's go to the last day. This is my conflict day because this is Friday the 27th, and this is Mars. This is kind of an erratic Mars already in Aquarius, right? Like not really, you know, a straight shooter here is making a square to Uranus, which is not a straight shooter. So hard
This
to
is
be
not a fun day.
impulsive. in fixed signs. Yet these are two strong planets because they're both in fixed signs that want to
Mhm.
suddenly activate energy. Where they're poking bears here.
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
And
Mercury's in Pisces, so don't disturb me.
mhm, yeah. And it's the last trading day of the month. It's a pretty feisty way to end the month. Mars squaring Uranus. I I don't imagine it will be a pretty day. Um, but then at the same day,
Yeah.
Mercury retrograde in Pisces is going to conjunct Venus in Pisces, where it's really strong.
Yeah.
Um, am I right? They're only going to meet twice,
Well, they met that one because Pisces
right?
moves on. Yeah. And
Okay.
the only aspect they can make, right, is a conjunction and a sextile because
Oh,
of
because
their
they move so with the sun.
travel.
Yeah. Okay.
So, because mine are in sextile,
Hmm.
right? So I've got a morning Mercury and a really late evening. Mine's at the like a declination, a maximum declination, that as far as way as the Venus can be from the sun, I'm
Hmm.
there. And that so these are the only aspects that these two planets can make as a conjunction in a sextile. But
Hmm.
Venus moves on and never comes
Yeah.
back to the
Yeah.
so
So
Mercury
anyway,
doesn't meet up with her again.
so Mars is square Uranus, so feisty poking bears, and then Mercury conjunct Venus. Um, so once again, from a financial point of view, um, check in with what you might have bought at the end of January when they first met up to see if that's something you want to keep, send it back, do something different with that kind of investment.
Yeah, maybe take that big investment that you were like, can't return it, whatever, and you put it to a zero 0% credit card
Yeah.
thing before you pay it off. Anyway, what
Mhm.
I have is kind of like a return to social agreements, writing an abstract, reform your words in a pleasant way. Because
Mhm.
I even looked at these two were last conjunct. Well, that January, that late January
Right.
type here that you said. But before that, they were conjunct November 24th, um, a couple
It's right at
times.
Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah. And because Mercury was retrograde then.
Hmm.
Um, then they then they conjoin January 28th that we just mentioned. Then they conjoin, oh, maybe I'm wrong here. Oh, the next time they conjoin is in October. So
Okay.
they'll go all through, and this is when Venus will start her
When
retrograde.
Venus retrogrades,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So actually, folks, this is the last. This is it. This is February in its entirety, and we
Mhm.
saw that on the conflict day we have um, two aspects going on. That's the only time that we have two on one specific day, and one is the conflict portion that poking the bear, and the other one is like and this also makes me think, Susan, that it's like a like you have to forgive somebody for something or be apologetic to
Yeah, you could do
somebody,
that. Yeah.
right? Like, man, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, or I'm sorry if I didn't send you a birthday card or something. Just
Hmm.
sounds like it passed my mind and I forgot.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So short month. The holiday weekend looks dynamic. I'll use that word. But the really, there's not a lot going on. Like boom, 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 boom. Just that every day there's kind of a little something, but there's big somethings. Eclipse, Saturn, Neptune, um, Saturn moving into Aries, Sun moving to Pisces, Mercury retrograde. I mean, there's a lot happening in a
yeah, they're
short.
kind of singularly
Yeah,
dosed or
yeah,
dousing us. So it's not everything on top. It'll be like one big snowball and not like pelted by a bunch of snowballs. Let's,
right,
let's
right.
There's like one dump over from the rooftop
Yeah.
as you walk out.
And then you move on. And then you get another one. And then you get another one.
Every day you walk out, you get another
Yeah.
one. Anyway, thanks for being here, you guys. Any comments, any questions? The cheat sheets here. Uh, Copy it before print it before you listen to this again and make your notations. Otherwise,
Yeah. And put things in your calendar.
happy Valentine's Day,
Oh,
everyone.
yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day. All right, Susan,
All
we
righty. Take
will
care.
say bye here and say, look, we're going to stop recording. Bye.
Bye.